Control overpopulation. The world need to control overpopulation as soon as possible. The overpopulation crisis is one of the most critical issues facing our world today. Luckily, there are overpopulation solutions that can be implemented to help reduce population growth and put an end to overconsumption. This blog post discusses different overpopulation solutions that we could implement in order to reduce population growth and make a difference in some way or another. Control overpopulation by education. The overpopulation problem is a tough one to solve because there are so many factors involved. Scientists agree that it will take some time for us humans to evolve and create any new species, but the solution may be as close as education. Education allows people in third world countries such as those of India to get their own family size down from 6 children per woman on average today. Each person with access to birth control options like birth control pills which they never had before. This means more women have an opportunity at jobs instead of staying housewives primarily while also having fewer mouths. Education has proved instrumental in solving many problems, and it can be used as an effective means of combating overpopulation too by teaching people how not to have children until they're ready for the responsibility or even at all. Control overpopulation. Control overpopulation by campaigns. People often talk about overpopulation as a problem, but they don't realize that it is not an easy problem to solve. There are many different ways to tackle the issue of too many people in one place, and each way has its own challenges. One idea might be campaigns where we would advertise what happens when populations grow out of hand: more poverty, hunger, disease, higher rates for crimes such as rape and murder, among other violent crimes. This could help get some of those ideas across before time runs out. Control overpopulation by lawsuit. Since the population is getting too big, there needs to be a solution. There are two sides of opinions on this issue: one that suggests solutions and others who think that we should accept it as reality. One idea for solving overpopulation would be suing those in power so they can make better policies for their people while staying true to themselves by using lawsuits instead of guns or words like threats, which will only create more tension between nations with different views about how best to solve the problem at hand. One idea that is being proposed is to reduce the effects of overpopulation in both developing and developed countries alike, issuing women for having too many children. Those who are pro-suit say these lawsuits could be used as a deterrent against those considering reproducing excessively because they would know what other legal options exist if their population control strategy fails them. Control overpopulation by social ecology. The solution to overpopulation is the use of social ecology. Social ecology provides a way for people to live in harmony with their environment and preserve resources by reducing pollution, conserving energy through conservation efforts, promoting sustainable tourism, preserving natural habitats from human intrusion, and protecting endangered species using laws that are enforced around the world. It's simple: if you make it more difficult or costly for humans, primarily those who don't need as much, to thrive on Earth, then we'll have fewer long-term environmental stressors like global warming. Control overpopulation by deep ecology. A solution to overpopulation is not a new topic, and there are many solutions that have been proposed. Some of these include population control, birth rates, improving education in developing countries so people can help themselves rather than relying on aid programs for survival. There's also the idea of making contraceptives available everywhere, which would protect those who don't want more children from unintended pregnancies or abortions while freeing up resources for other needs such as food production and healthcare spending. Others think controlling economic inequality will produce less poverty-stricken families with fewer offspring out of desperation and give them hope they'll be able to provide better lives at some point down the line instead. One possible answer comes from deep ecology: if we stop trying to subdue nature by fighting. The deep ecology solution to overpopulation is a movement that strives for humans and the natural world to live in equilibrium. It can be both an environmentalist philosophy as well as a social theory, which looks at how humanity's relationship with nature affects sustainability and ecological health. The idea of living sustainably means making lifestyle changes such as lightening one's carbon footprint or even cutting back on meat consumption, so our planet does not face irreversible damage from climate change. Control overpopulation by ecofeminism. The most effective solution to overpopulation is ecofeminism. Ecofeminists call for a more balanced relationship between humanity and the natural world, with an emphasis on equality in economics and decision-making power as well. The goal of this movement should be stabilizing population growth so that humans can enjoy life without interference from nature or other species vying for resources. It's time we start living sustainably. Control overpopulation. Control overpopulation by birth control. Our world is overpopulated. Birth control could be a solution to this problem. There has been much discussion about the issue of population growth and how it affects our planet, but many people do not fully understand what they are talking about or why reducing birth rates would help matters in any way whatsoever. The most basic answer seems to lie within personal responsibility. If we all exercised restraint with regards to having children so as not to overcrowd an already stressed system, then we wouldn't have nearly as high levels of poverty or illiteracy among citizens.